welcome back to Bonnie Adventures, and this is part 3 of our Goolgong adventure. We are down in Goolgong, New South Wales, where Pepper is attending the Clay Goolgong Festival, which is held once every 2 years. I explore the Halterman Museum and the Prince of Wales Theatre, and then we pack up at the Goolgong Showgrounds and take the slow and steady drive back to Brisbane, where we stop at a couple of low-cost camping areas. And we share these with you because in this day and age, low cost is a good outcome. This episode wraps up our 3-part series, but stay tuned for more adventures in the months to come. All right, where are we going today, Pepper?
I want to show you some of the delegates' work, so some of the delegates' exhibitions.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to dump you and I'm going to go to some more demos. I want to go see Tortoise again and Jeanette and yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yep. Heading off.
Pedal away. Here we go. We're going on our bikes again, which great power assistance and allows us to get around town a lot quicker, a lot easier. And then Pepper's got a Clay Goolgong bag on.
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's been so good.
You've had a great time, eh?
Unbelievable, yeah. I'm just very blessed.
Very blessed. And, you know, we're going to visit a couple of places today. We're going to the CWA, as Pepper said, and then we're going to go to a couple of museums. Just a local day today because we've got to pack up and get ready for departure tomorrow, head back to Brisbane and yeah, find a free camp somewhere like a third or halfway back. So that's plan A, and I'll spend most of the day just packing up the gear. So look, currently there's a fuel crisis going on, and this is a little regional BP here in Goolgong, and look at that, unleaded 209. Now I know it's still over $2, but that's bloody cheap, eh? In Mudgee, that was $2.40 odd. And look, even 95, which we use, is $2.22, and there's loads of it. So yeah, we're pretty happy about that. So this is Anzac Park, and you can see there's a lovely memorial there. And look at this, they're doing Tai Chi, I reckon.
They're doing some yoga and Tai Chi and stuff.
Yoga and Tai Chi, look at that. Wow. So it's a real country feel about Goolgong. So they're still cracking on. Throw down under, there you go. And then we got the $10 town motel. So we're in the CWA hall, and just gives you an example of some of the pottery. Amazing. This one took my eye, these real bands here, they're real beautiful. Really like that style. So you can see why Pepper is in her element, aren't you, my love?
I'm loving it, yeah.
Absolutely loving it, yes.
And look at these little cute, who made these? Sarah Thompson made these little tooth fairy boxes. Aren't they so cute?
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anyway.
It's just very talented. Lots of talent here, yeah.
Absolutely. Look at these faces as well. Anyway, there's it's just a great opportunity if anyone wants to support local artists to come down and buy some of the wares. Some more earrings Pepper's found.
I know. It's
getting a few inspirations.
Well, it's actually my guilty pleasure. I want to buy them all.
Look at these. These are all made out of ceramic, and they're like little dogs, and I don't know what that one is. It almost looks like a beaver, and cows, rabbits.
He's a beaver, darling, yeah.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? So, yeah. And look at this. Good juju. Look at this, love. Good juju, handmade.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute? Yeah. So, it's amazing what you can do with pottery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Look at the, have you
detail
seen these?
on that. Yeah.
Gosh, they're so cute.
So this is where I've just been through, and I'm glad I made my escape because it just got very busy with a lot of clay goulgonners. So they're in there doing a launch for their wares, and they've got every right to, but I think I timed it just right. Got around there before it got really busy. So I'm going to go and find somewhere up the road, and they recommend the Silver Fox for something to eat, so I might just see if I can grab some lunch there. So we're in the Halterman Museum here, and I found out that he was a bit of a pioneer, made his money from gold, and he sponsored Bayliss and Merlin to take lots of early photographs of not only during the gold rush in the 1870s in Golgol, where it was established, but also it funded his mansion here in Sydney. So this was in, and that the tower itself was used as a camera, and this is one of the images that was taken from the camera. And you consider this was 1875, that's pretty well detailed. And what I was told is that when you zoom in, and these do have opportunities to zoom in here, and then look at that, there's no graining whatsoever because it was taken on glass plates, so not paper at all. So look at that, isn't that fantastic? So yeah, you get an idea of what Sydney Harbour was like in the 1870s. And the population at that time was around 80,000, 80 to 100,000. So yeah, pioneers of early photography. So there it tells you about it. The goldfields opened up in 1851, and it coincided with the wet plate method of photography. So Halterman sponsored Beaufoy Merlin and Charles Bayliss to become the pioneers of early photography. So yeah, it's great that Halterman actually did this, and his descendants still live here today in Sydney, and they've still got some of the historical artefacts. So yeah, it's nice to understand, and I like this one here, where a visiting clergyman said, Goulgong is the hub of the world, and it probably would have been in 1872 when there was gold to be had around the place. So yeah, nice bit of history, and the reason why Goulgong exists today. So here we have the oldest camera in the museum, which has been kindly donated by the Harley family. And what this is, from left to right, is the story of the cameras and how they've developed. The Brownie, I remember that. That's absolutely amazing. So they've got quite a collection here. And as we work our way down, we get down right up to, there's Polaroids in there, the old film cameras, and Olympus in there. And look, there's an iPhone. So it goes right up to the iPhone, the first iPhone, when cameras became so compact. But it tells the story of how it used to be when you used to have to photograph people. Really, they would be upside down in the image, so it would have made it quite hard to do. So yeah, it's quite a nice little bit of history here. And this large mural here demonstrates the remarkable degree and detail of Merlin's photographic negatives. It's been enlarged to 3.25 metres high by 6.1 metres, and it was made from a quarter glass plate. So if you think about it, even today, that would be severely pixelated with digital cameras. So, the fact that they can enlarge it to that degree with that amount of detail is pretty spectacular. And the lady was actually telling me that there's a return now to camera film because of the pixelation that's been happening with a lot of the modern cameras. So, yeah, I find that quite interesting. People used to have to sit still and hold their gaze for 8 seconds, you reckon?
8 to 15, depending upon the light and humidity.
Yeah, wow. And the teeth were horrible, of course. Didn't have the dentistry, did we? Not in those days. No, thank you for that. Well, so apparently children are really hard to keep still as well. So, yeah, that's why they're kind of like just staring. This is about the women of the goldfields. So it gives you a little bit of history on what it was like for those early pioneering women. Obviously the men were in the fields, but what was the role of the women back then? Acknowledging Louisa Lawson. the mother of Henry Lawson, who was one of the early pioneers. And we've seen that just recently. On the portraits here, there's Bernard Holterman, Beaufoy Merlin, and finally Charles Bayliss. Look, it's a small museum, just down one of the main streets in Googong. $12.50 for an adult. I don't mind that. I think it's worth it. Really good information provided by the volunteers here, and a nice little courtyard for you to have a little wander around in. Okay, so there's a lesson here. When you want something to eat at lunchtime and Clay Golgong is on, good luck with that. Every eatery is absolutely packed because there's about 1,000 potters in town. So I might even make a skedaddle back to the van and make my own at this rate, because I think I'm going to be waiting about 20 minutes for a coffee, and yeah, even longer if I want something to eat. So I think I'm better off going back, get some avo on toast and making my own. So yeah, this is the Opera House. Brick building. I think it was around the 1920s it was established, and that's the traditional entrance, and you can see what's coming through there. Pedigree of the Prince of Wales Opera House. The only legitimate theatre on the Golgong goldfields. 2 others were attached to hotels. So yeah, it gives you a little bit of an idea of how important it was at the time. A step back in time. Just check this out, the old ticket sales, look through there. And you see it's all sort of worn down. And there's obviously King Charles now, when he was Prince Charles, and a few others. Yeah, real feels like you're stepping back in time. And obviously it's not functioning. You might do special events, but it's not functioning as a true theatre house at the moment. You probably have to go to Mudgee for a movie as such. Yeah, so you've got the carpet runners and the old packed-in theatre seats here, either side. Exits to the side, probably where the theatre attendant would sit, right here. And big lighting there in the old projection rooms at the top. Distance, you probably need your eyeglasses to see what's going on stage.
Okay, so we've just left, or we're actually leaving right now, Golgong, after a fantastic, wonderful week at Clay Golgong.
It was.
Yeah, and we discovered, thanks to, was it Caravan Adventurers, was it?
Yeah, it was. Caravan Adventurers, Bryce and Chelsea, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. And we discovered the Golgong Showgrounds thanks to them. And it was actually, I think, the best showgrounds we've ever stayed in.
I agree.
And yeah, and also one of the best sites generally. It was just lovely, clean, really sort of spacious.
Spacious,
yeah. Yeah, fantastic. And
good
really
feel
close
to it,
to
wasn't
town.
it?
Yeah, really nice feel. Felt really safe. Really nice feel, really well looked after and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we had a
lovely
great
hosts.
time. Yeah, they were really nice hosts.
Really
so,
friendly, and the only other thing to mention, which is quite an appeal in my view, $25 a night.
Yeah.
You know, power and water for $25 a night. You can't get hip cans for that.
No, you can't.
You know, they just cost, these days they're tending to cost a lot of money per person, and no power, no water in a paddock. You know, so I felt safe, and I think you did as well. I
did, yeah. I just cycled every day into Clay Golgong, and it was, such an easy cycle, really, really close. And then Rob just went off and explored all around the region. Beautiful. Yeah, and I love this region's tourism mantra or tourism tagline, which is permission to pause. And I just love that. It's like permission to slow down, enjoy life, and enjoy, for me, just wonderful learning experiences, and for Rob, just the wonderful surrounds. Yeah. So, yeah, it was awesome. Thanks, Golgong.
So what was the highlight of the week for you, Pepper?
Oh my gosh. There were so many. Just getting up close and personal with so many masters was incredible. Learning so much from them. In particular, I got some one-on-one time at the wheel with Keith Brymer-Jones, which was just incredible. And Marina Pribitz as well. just that the surface decoration workshop that I did, it's probably an area where I think I tend to rely more on the experience that I have with combining glazes and things like that to create my surface finishes. But she really kind of stretched me a bit with just surface techniques, carvings, that kind of thing. So that was really amazing as well. So yeah, it was amazing. And Clay Golgong team, just a great bunch of people. They put in so much effort, and they're so generous with their time. So yeah, can't recommend it enough. If you ever get the opportunity, make the time, you know, run, don't walk, get there.
So, where are we off to today?
We've got to head back. We've both got work commitments. So our journey today starts through Dunedoo, heading off from Gulgong up through Dunedoo, Coonabarabran, and then we're going to camp the night at Bellarta Golf Club, which we've camped at before.
We have.
Yeah, it's a really rustic, but yeah, friendly bunch of people and good place to stay. So,
it's a golf club. I think it's pretty reasonable. Is it $20 or 25?
Something like that.
Yeah, again, power and water.
Power and water. Yeah, it's a bit more rustic than where we were just staying, but you know, great bunch of people, and thanks to them, you know, for opening up their back paddock basically to allow us to camp.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so there is a golf club there, and you can get a feed and a few drinks if you want.
It's Friday nights only, I think, are the feeds
Oh,
from
is it?
memory.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, today's Thursday, so we've got some contingencies anyway.
Yes,
So.
we've got leftovers, thank goodness.
So yeah, it's not a bad pit stop, I think, and it's far enough away from the main road that you're not really disturbed by the trucks.
Yeah.
And there's toilets and showers there, so yeah, we'll enjoy that, I think, and it's a good pit stop before Gundawindi.
Yes, yeah, which is tomorrow night.
Which is tomorrow, yeah.
So we are in Dinky Dye's Kakadu Highs, and they've got this lolly wall that is unbelievable. It's just phenomenal, and I think we might go for those. Yeah, look at them all.
Here we are, folks.
Yeah.
Bellarta Golf Club.
Bellarta Golf Club. It's a bit dry and dusty. Poor old New South Wales has had no rain whatsoever.
That only means bushfire season next season. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's going to be a big one. So yeah, it's donation here, so it's $20 a night.
A donation otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's just $10 a night if it's no power and no water. And Friday nights they have the cafe open.
Yeah. And I think most nights, isn't it? I think there's the power jack
Just
over there.
yeah.
In fact, there's loads of them.
Yeah,
So,
we can have our pick.
happy days.
Happy days, guys.
And a fire pit.
Yeah. And there's the golf course over there. So
I think it's all right for an overnighter.
I think so, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. You do get...
So we've got set up, and this is pretty much our setup for one night, where Pepper has been kindly doing her honours with the spirit level.
Yes.
We do have an electronic one, but we're having a few glitches with it. So that's that Oricon one, and we're still working through that. Probably to do with positioning, I would say. But anyway, we got it more or less level, which is great on a first run. And we'll leave the ram hitched up, and no need for any wedges today, which is great.
Awesome.
Just means less work for us. And before I got set up, you might even remember when we came back from the Snowies last time, we were at the same golf club, and I had to wear a hairnet outside because there were that many flies around the joint. It was horrendous. So anyway, there's only us here. Sorry, pretty quiet at the moment. Maybe it's the cost of travel. I don't know. And the fact that Easter holidays, but we just got the power plugged in, as I say, $20 a night. You can't beat that. Water as well, but we've got some water in the tanks. And rather than get all the hoses and everything out,
We'll just use that.
we'll just use the tank water. Makes sense, doesn't it? So
I think the reason that there's not many people, one of the ladies was saying to Rob, while I was at the festival, at the Clay Festival, one of the ladies was saying to Rob that because of the fuel crisis, there's hardly any, like the numbers are way down this year. So maybe that's why. I mean, we had to travel because I had to get to Clay Gulgong. So yeah.
yeah, we did. So yeah, there's lots of maybe there's other reasons. I don't know. I don't know if it's like school holidays have finished, particularly New South Wales, and probably will do in Queensland anyway. But yeah, that's the setup. The golf club is just over the other side there, so we'll have a wander up, pay the $20 for the night stay. You got the $20, and we'll see, we might have a drink. We'll see how we go.
If they're open, yeah.
If they're open. But yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. Plenty of space here. As Rach said, there's the golf club over there. You can probably hit a few holes if you so desire. And there's a few other vans here. There's one just up the top, but I believe they are off-grid. There's no power up there. We're in the powered section. And that's only because it's a bit warm. It's about 30 degrees out here. So 30 degrees, and it does get a bit warm, doesn't it?
It's not only that, we had a little glitch with our fridge as we were leaving.
Oh, yeah.
So we were unsure if the fridge was working. So we thought we'd better just back it up with a bit of power, just in case.
Yeah.
Seems to have righted itself, but these little challenges are thrown our way all the time. We just roll with the punches.
I was actually saying to Rach on the way up here, it's like whack-a-mole with these older caravans and older equipment. You fix one problem, another one pops up straight away. It's like, oh my God, is it ever going to finish? So in this case, it's the three-way fridge. And I think it's just an electronic glitch, because you just put your finger on the panel and it lights up again. So we'll get it looked at, or I might look at it myself. I don't know. I don't muck around with gas, but I'm happy just to look at some of the 12-volt stuff and just see if that's some of the problem. But everything has stayed pretty much frozen, hasn't it?
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah.
Thank goodness. So the ice has stayed frozen, which is good. So that gives me confidence that everything's working okay with it. It's just probably the indicator panel that's probably a bit wrong. But anyway, we'll try and address that. We've got other things sorted out, and I'll just pan around here. There's another van just through there. But that's the actual golf club itself. Look, it's not a 5-star resort, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's pleasant enough, and it's away from the main highway. It's somewhere where you can just unwind and relax.
Break the journey up a bit.
Break the journey up, and tomorrow we're off to where?
It is pretty rustic.
Gundy?
So yeah, Gundawindi probably tomorrow, we think. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's pretty rustic, but I just think it's awesome of them to open it up for us to use. So yeah. I'm pretty cool with that.
Little van with a Weber there going. So yeah, he's probably off grid. And there's another one there. Yeah. Look, he might have power, but I can't see it.
No, I don't think so.
I think they're just like reversed in, and there's a little couple under the tree there. But this is the golf club, the clubhouse, and there are amenities here. So there are toilets and showers, so you can make use of those. I might do tomorrow.
Yeah. So the donations box is just in the... So the clubhouse actually is closed today. So here I am in the wonderful, fragrant restrooms, and you just pop it in here, and then you're done.
$20. So I'm just reading here that the Bellarda Golf Club is a free camp area, and I think it might have changed when we put $20 in, because that's what it said on the Hip Camp site. But what it's saying here is, we support you, please support us. It'll be open at 4 p.m, so come and have a drink, come and have a meal, and I think that's reasonable. It's another one of those examples about where you help contribute to keep a free camp open, and I think that's reasonable. That's something we should all do to make it more cost effective when we travel. So yeah, why not?
So we're super quick at the Liberty fuel station, and we always hunt for Kranskis, cheese Kranskis.
Got to have a Kransky.
So naughty.
It's kind of like the dumb thing to do. As soon as we fill up for fuel, got to be a Kransky.
But it's so bad. No wonder we're packing on the pounds.
Yeah,
but anyway.
But it's a special treat.
Yeah.
We'll worry about it next week. And the great thing about here, I shouldn't say this is great, but 98 fuel today is $2.28.
Yeah.
How good's that?
Yeah.
It's never normally about that, or it is normally about that. When
In
fuel's under
times,
$2. So yeah, so it's as close as we can get, and it's the cheapest I've seen. So yeah, if you need fuel, fill up at Gurley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Liberty Gurley.
Liberty Gurley. All right.
Bye.
Cool. So this is Walpole Park, this free camp overnight in Melmarin. Just a handful of vans here. We parked over in the corner, and it's pretty level over there. In fact, most of the park is pretty level, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
It's actually really good.
It is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice bit of open space. It's great that the council and Lions Club and other entities in these small country towns do this, because what it does is it basically encourages people to come and stay. And we went, for example, we had a look around the town, bought a couple of things, grab a coffee.
Yeah, went to
and
see a local exhibition when we
saw
were
a-
here yesterday. It was,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, a small little photographic exhibition of like Australian weather and storms and things like that, which I always love.
Exactly.
Would have loved to see more of it actually, but
Yeah.
of the exhibition, not the storms
No,
in real
exactly.
life. Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's nice to be able to give back to some of the country towns. If they're giving to you, you can give back to them by visiting the local stores, maybe making a purchase or two, or just being present, you know. So, yeah, and we welcome that wherever we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, good morning from Walpole Park in Millmerran. We had a great time last night. It was a free camp, and I've got to tell you, it's one of the better ones that we've been to, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. It's really, really simple. There's really nothing to it. There's not even toilets or anything here, but it's close to town. It's free. It's clean. There's this nice little picnic area here that we're currently sitting in, and there is just loos literally just down the road, just around the corner. It's a really short walk.
A couple of 100 metres, you know, if you want full sort of toilet facilities. No showers, so you're pretty much self-contained for that, from that perspective. There is a dump point right across the road, so, you know, you can't go too far from a dump point, can you? That's always helpful, you know, when you've been off grid for a little while. And, you know, there's a couple of little reflections, I suppose, from last night. One is I gave the Blue Eddy a test. So we've got an AC 180 that I've talked about in the back of the Ram, and that powers the fridge. But this time I plugged it into the Caravan, and I was able to make a couple of coffees and use the toaster this morning.
Yes.
It did consume probably about, I don't know, overall maybe 35% of the power. But, you know, it will charge up again once we start driving. I've got the Charger 1 in there, so that's good. And yeah, so I think that's a great opportunity if you don't want to run a Jenny. You know, we don't have an inverter and we don't have lithium power. We've got 2 AGMs. So, you know, it's great to have that opportunity just to get 240 volts, you know, when you need to.
Yeah. I mean, we do have an older van, so I mean,
10 years now.
Yeah, a lot of people on the road we know, you know, have vans, you know, our age or older. So, yeah, there's definitely ways around not having the newest and sparkliest of things.
Well, that just means that we talked about the whack-a-mole. It just means things go wrong you know, a bit more often. So we have to work a little bit harder at that, but that's okay. You know, it's we like the old van. She's the old girl. She's got a few, what do you call it, smiling age wrinkles on her now. And, you know, with a few tiger stripes and other bits and pieces, but we enjoy her, and, you know, it's very comfortable and very capable. So, yeah, happy
she's
with
awesome.
that.
Yeah, she's seen us through quite a few storms too, so yeah, she's awesome.
So, Rachie, which one was your favourite camp?
Oh my gosh. We had a lot of luck on this trip. We had some great camps. Behind the Hedge was really good. In Tenterfield, Armidale Showgrounds was, you know, good, handy little spot. But I would have to say maybe Gulgong. I know that there's maybe an ulterior motive there for me because I obviously had the clay show, so I was really thrilled with that. But it was just such a handy location. It was so close to town.
Yeah.
Like so close. And because we had the fold-up bikes as well, it just made getting around so easy.
It did.
And it's such a lovely town as well. The history of the town I loved. And I really liked the showgrounds, how it's probably, I think, the best showgrounds we've stayed in ever. And one of the better sites because it was so spacious, really, really clean. Great facilities and really cheap and really nice caretakers too.
Lovely caretakers and all our neighbours were great, weren't they?
Yeah, that makes a difference. Yeah, that
had some lovely people.
Difference.
Everyone was friendly. You know, you do get the odd one or two that, of course, your travels that can be A little bit unusual, but that's part of life,
Yeah.
you know, and you've just got to be a bit flexible, I'd say, you know, when that happens. Yeah. So, and for me, I really like Balata.
Yeah,
I mean,
ask,
Gulgong was lovely, don't get me wrong, and I agree with you. I think it's a great base, and you can set yourself up there and then go off to Mudgee or go to a Lake Windermere or go for those nice, lovely bushwalks at the Drip Rock or Castle Rocks. I mean, they're amazing. I'm going to publish those as well in due course. I haven't got round to editing them just yet. But yeah, it was a lovely spot. But on the way back, we stayed at Balata at the golf club, and I think we've got a little snippet of that. Just got a road train going past at the moment. This is one of the things you do get with roadside stopovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Balata was a donation, and there's power and water there. You don't have to, but we did just because we got the aircon going. And yeah, we supported the local golf club by just having a couple of drinks and mixing with the locals. And one of the things I noticed, it was a bit of a men's shed in there because there was quite a few fellas who just came in after either a day's work. It was a Friday night. Was it? No, it was Thursday. Thursday night.
Yeah.
And they were having a really good chat, and I think that's good for the soul and good for men's mental health. So I think that was quite a nice thing to do.
It was a really nice. It was a great feel in there. It was a really nice feel, and we actually explored more of the club than we did last time we stayed there. So on the other side, I didn't realise there's, you know, great old sort of rusted sculptures and old vehicles and fairy lights and looking out across the mountains while the sun sets, and it's just a really nice feel there.
Yeah, it is. And there was tennis courts, really good tennis courts. Good facilities. So, you know, for a donation, and we put $20 in the pot and bought drinks. I think that's reasonable. I think it's very reasonable. And the best thing was when you pulled out, the fuel was cheap.
Yeah.
You know.
I know, in the current climate, it was like, oh my gosh.
$2 like 22 or something daft, which I know sounds ridiculous, but that is cheap in the current climate with the Middle East crisis.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we're going to be off again in a couple of weeks. We've got a long weekend, so we'll do another video then. And we don't know where we're going. We'll probably just go an hour or two from Brisbane, one because of the fuel crisis and another one just because we don't want to go too far, to be honest.
Long. It's just
we don't have long weekend, but we might go off grid because it's cooling down. Kenilworth we've been to before and we quite enjoy. You might even go Gold Coast hinterlands, but
if
we'll
anybody
see.
has any ideas for a long weekend from Brizzy, please let us know because we like. Yeah, for example, the couple that we met in the Balata Golf Club had some great ideas for us. So
they did.
Just for further afield travels. But if anybody's got any ideas for just a long weekend from Brizzy, let us know, please.
Yeah, please do, because we don't have a lot of time. But long weekends are a great way to just break up, you know, the hard working environment, and you just got a nice little break for a couple of weeks. A couple of days, and it just breaks it up, and then. You know, after that, we'll be going away at the end of June, early July, and we're looking forward to that. That's a longer break for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Again, depending on what happens with fuel, we have. But I think it's looking good.
It's looking okay.
It's looking good.
You know, we can live with $2.20, $2.30. If she starts going over $3, then you know we've got to start rethinking our distances. But
might go somewhere and then just stay put for a wee while and then just explore locally. That might be the way to do it.
And on the next one, we're not sure if we'll have the doggos or not, but we may have the chihuahuas. We might have our son with us. So not sure about the long weekend, but certainly for the 3 weeks we will.
Yeah. Some people might call chihuahuas not dogs and rats. I'm one of them, but they're still cute and we still keep them.
They're lap dogs.
Yeah.
And they love the van. They love coming away with us.
They do. They get so ridiculously excited.
They do. So we're obviously conscious of national parks if that is the case. If we don't, then we've got a bit more freedom and a bit more flexibility. So. Yeah. Well, I think we might call it a day there. And we're going to head back to Brisbane today. I think we've got a 3.5 hour drive from Millmerran.
It's actually, I think, 2.5 hours.
Okay,
2.5 hours. But we always stop along the way. And if we see silo art or something, then we always stop and have a look or whatever.
Yes, and we've got to refuel as well. So I think there's one just up the road and just top the tanks up. Yeah. Can't take the risk in the current climate.
No.
I want to go home with full tanks.
Yeah. But thanks for coming along.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and see you next time on Bonnie Adventures.
Yep.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Well, that's a wrap, everyone, on our 3-part adventure down to Googong in New South Wales. We absolutely loved exploring regional New South Wales. We got to see some fantastic new places. I got to go on some fantastic walks, exploring Lake Windermere, and Pepper got to do what she really dreamed about, and that was meeting master potters at the Clay Googong festival that's only held every 2 years. Join us next time as we head to Crow's Nest just north of Toowoomba, where we stay at the local showgrounds, we explore the village and explore the local national parks and take in some amazing walks. Hey look, if you like our content, why not like and subscribe? It really does help us out. Until the next time, see you then.